All right, so now that we know about parallel lines crossed by a transversal, we can use that to solve more complicated pictures. Take a look at this picture right here. They want us to solve for the measure of angle I here. Okay, so that's this big angle right here. I know that I've got an angle of 117 right here. I've got some parallel lines. I've got and then I've got an angle down here at 129. The problem is there's really nothing, this isn't an alternate interior angle because the lines, this is like a weird picture. Like I don't have alternate interior, I don't have vertical, I don't have really much of anything. But if I add an auxiliary line, then I will have some stuff that I can use. And the only rule about adding an auxiliary line, or I should say one of the rules is, you can add lines into diagrams as much as you want, so long as they are either parallel to or perpendicular to other lines in the picture. Now, in the case of this unit, we're probably going to be doing a lot more with parallel lines than with perpendicular lines, but what if I were to draw a line right here? If I were to draw a line right there and then I were to declare, I were to say, you know what? I drew this line and I'm saying it's parallel to both this line and this line. What I've now created is I've now created a bunch of situations where I do have parallel lines crossed by a transversal. I have one here and I have one here. Okay, so how can I use this to my advantage? All right, so let me extend these guys right here. I'm gonna use the line tool for this. This looks a little nicer. So let me extend this one, and then let me extend this one also. Okay, so now you can kind of see these parallel lines crossed by a transversal. Here's one picture right here of a parallel line crossed by a transversal. Two parallel lines crossed by a transversal. And then here's the other picture right here of two parallel lines crossed by a transversal. So now I can do some stuff to actually figure this out. So watch this. I know that by vertical angles, this angle right here is 117 degrees because that is vertical with this angle right here. So they're congruent. And then this angle right here and this angle right here, those are same side interior angles. If you look at that, those are same side interior. Here's my two parallel lines. Here's my transversal, same side interior. Same side interior angles are supplementary. So that means that this guy right here has to be 63 degrees. And then I can do essentially the same exact thing on the other side. This angle right here is going to be 129 degrees by vertical angles. And so this angle right here and this angle right here are supplementary because they are same side interior angles. And so that means that this one has to be 51 degrees. Now, there are other ways that you could have arrived at this angle and this angle, but I'm just choosing this way. You could have done a linear pair and then done alternate interior. There's a lot of different ways that you could have gotten there, but the point is you should have ended up that basically what I did was I split angle I in half, and then using parallel lines crossed by a transversal, I figured out what this part of angle I is, and I figured out what this part of angle I is. So if I want to know the total measure of angle I, all I have to do is add those two together. 63 plus 51 is 114, and there is my measure of angle I. Simple as that. So I gave you some practice where you can kind of mess around with these. It's going to be a little tricky at first. Use the answer key to help guide you through it, but you got to start being able to see where using auxiliary lines can be an advantage to you.